So to run it, we'll come over and say debug as a web application. You saw the little flashes of red. That's the bootstrapper starting up, but we don't see anything. It's blank. So let's just do a little bit of debugging here. So let's go into the develop section and start our debugging JavaScript. I'm using Safari. And if I go now to resources, and let's rerun that again. This time I can see what it actually did. So what you'll see that it's downloaded here, as you would expect, it's the HTML file that kicks everything off, a little bit of JavaScript. But here is then the bootstrapper Swift that we had modified in the HTML template. So it came in, and it in turn loaded our Gravity Flex di.gxml, but nothing happened after that, and we would certainly expect something after that. So let's go back and see what we're missing. So if we go into that file, well, we'll notice that, well, sure enough, this guy is commented out, and all of this is still commented out. So we haven't actually told our configuration to load any bundles. So let's go to the next step. We're going to actually create our first bundle. A Gravity application actually uses a module as the top-level app, not the main Swift that it came was generated with the main project. So this is the source file for the original application, but it turns out we're not going to use that. Let's go to New MXML Module and create our module. Hello Gravity main module. Now this is our naming convention that we often do, is use module just so that we can keep track looking quickly at the names. Now there's quite an important step here when you create a module, is that the module should not be optimized for the main application. It turns out that if you optimize for the main application, at runtime you may end up missing files. So it's quite important to come in and do not optimize the module for the application. I'll show you this again a little later as well. It's an important point. So we're going to finish that. So here's our main module, and let's just put something very quickly in here. Label text, whoops. Text is equal to hello from Gravity. Okay, so we'll just have a little bit of something that we can see when this eventually comes up. Now, if you take a look at this module, let's take a look at our output directory. And note here in the output directory, we've got our hello main. So this is the application from our main application that compiled. But we should also have a hello main module. Am I compiling here? Maybe not. No, build automatically. Here we go. Let's actually build it. And you'll notice here that my module has its own Swift. So by creating the module here, we have a Swift available for use. So now that if we go back to our config file, here we've got our bundle. So let's just uncomment that, and we're going to wire it up. So this is going to be the main bundle. So, and remember, a Swift is equivalent to a bundle. So a bundle is going to refer to that. So we have hello Gravity main module. I'm not going to worry about the debug flags and so on. So if you're building in Ant or Maven, you may set those up, but I'm not going to have that. Oops, let's correct the typo here. Hello Gravity main module. So that's a parent domain, Flex 450, and purpose and description. Now the purpose is going to be hello Gravity. It could be any string you like. Say hello from Gravity, and the initial context is going to be the same name. Now there we go. And uncomment that out. Okay, so what have we done here? This description is declaring to the system that a bundle exists, and this bundle is located here. So what we're expecting is somewhere in our output directory a Swift file of that particular name. Okay. Now this particular file has a parent domain of Flex 45, and it's using Flex45. So those typically come in a pair. The domain that you're going to parent yourself from and the declaration of what SDK you're actually using. This declaration here is saying is that my module is going to register itself to the Gravity registry with the name of sample : hello Gravity. Again, that can be any name you like. It does want to be unique within the system. The description is not used for lookup, but it could be used in some sort of a service browser that had services available. You could see that description. So again, we've got a bundle that has been now declared to this system under the name Hello Gravity. And our system now, we need to declare what is the main app for the overall Gravity system. So that's the Flex initial context. And that's saying is that our purpose is going to be Hello Gravity. Okay, so let's save this and we're going to let it run. So we'll come back and we'll let our application run again. Now I am expecting an error here, but I want to show you the things that can go wrong as well as the things that can go right. Okay, a bundle was specified with a parent domain Flex45, but the domain does not exist. Okay, so what that's telling us, if we go back to here, is that we've got a parent domain of Flex45, but it couldn't find a domain called Flex45. Well, sure enough, we haven't uncommented that yet. Okay, so what is this part doing? This is the declaration of the Flex environment. So all of your UI services that you're bringing into your system, they can share a common Flex environment so that they can be, each one of your bundles can be much smaller. You're only going to have one copy of Flex in the environment, and it is they are put in as sub-application domains to the shared Flex one. So we've now got it available, but let's take the opportunity and we're going to go in and take a look at that. So the Gravity shared Flex, let's see if I can just find it here. Gravity shared Flex GXML, 450 GXML. Notice that this is the one specifically for Flex 4.5.0. If you were using a different Flex SDK, you would use the corresponding different one. All right, so what has this done? This is said again, well, it's a bundle like anything else. Its location is Gravity shared Flex 450 debug and auto, which is available. There it is right here. And this one declared itself as the domain Flex 450. And it's going to start at start order -450. So that's the convention. Some of these bundles do need to start in a certain sequence, although it's usually the top level bundles like this, and your bundles typically do not have to worry about that. So we now have a shared Flex 450 that's declared itself under this particular name, and it has some descriptions and so on, and declared itself to be using the 4.5.0 Flex SDK. Okay, so now that that's available, we can try again. Just before we rerun it, I want to show you one other setting that you may need to change. So the properties for your main application here, notice that the check mark for remove unused RSLs is checked. This can sometimes cause troubles because your main code in this application is not using some libraries, but it may be needed at runtime. So you actually do not want to remove the unused RSLs. Note when this is set like this, my output bin directory has some of the Flex SDK libraries available, or Swifts available, like framework and so on, but it does not have the MX ones. So those would not be available at runtime. But if I come in and do properties, remove the RSLs, uncheck that, this will now bring in, after it compiles, it'll bring in all of the Flex SDK libraries. So those will all be available at runtime. You typically need to do this. So let's run it one more time. And there we go. We have hello from Gravity. Of course, looks to be a very underwhelming application at this point. It's not doing very much, but there is quite a bit of setup. So this is now a basic application that has all the libraries in place that you need to do your Gravity application development. And any tooling that is available will set most of this up for you. Okay, thank you very much.